So I didn't intend to be making a video on this. In fact, I really thought it would blow over all on its own. But here we go. Lola Bunny. The new version is less sexy. Well, let's go over the reasons why this is bad, then the reasons why this is a stupid thing for all of us to be so obsessed over. First reasons. Why is this bad? Well, because it looks worse. The new version looks worse. There's very little definition. They've taken away all of the shading that could be used inappropriately. It just looks worse. Maybe this is a beta version. Maybe we're just not getting to see the final product. But plain and simple, the new one just kind of looks plain and boring. Like, it looks like something 2D. I don't know, maybe it'll look way better when they animate it and they'll add a bit more shading, give it a bit more definition and shit, but the new one just looks plain worse, and that's a bad thing. I realize that doesn't really matter to some people, but it does matter to others, and you should be trying to do good with your animation. You really, really should. Secondly, this is like admitting that you believe that the previous one was too sexy, which means that you are inherently admitting that, at least partially, you are responsible for far too many children having sexual feelings for a cartoon rabbit. I don't know about you, but I personally would not want to admit to that under any circumstances. Being responsible for too many young people becoming sexually attracted to a rabbit is not something you want to even vaguely allude that you might have been responsible for. It's right up there on the list of things that you should not do. Like telling people not to buy your video game, putting emotion above logic in your movie, or getting overtly and offensively political in an entertainment field. On either side. This also brings an interesting continuity issue where they intend this to be a sequel, I thought. Like, this isn't supposed to be a remake, is it? I could have sworn this was gonna be a sequel. If this is a sequel, why the fuck did Lola Bunny's tits fall off? And if you were going to have her tits fall off, why the fuck did you keep them pedonculous hips? You haven't made her less sexy. You've just made her more appealing to the people who prefer smaller breast size. Or perhaps they saw the success of Zootopia and decided to make her look more like Judy Hopps? It's a bit ridiculous that they've decided to cut this down for whatever reason. I really have no idea why they decided to do it. Because of, well, here's the reasons why it shouldn't even be a problem. This is not going to slow down Rule 34 at all. Judy Hopps does not have big, huge, succulent mommy milkers hanging from her chest. Like, she ain't got them big badonkadongers, them big bungalungagahoogas. And there is still absolutely fuck tons of porn of that character. You will not stop Rule 34 by making the tits smaller. Though you might open yourself up to an entirely new genre of Rule 34 that you maybe didn't want to enter. But, you know, to each his own, Warner Brother, if that's the path you want to go down. But I promise you, it's not going to stop Rule 34. It is unstoppable. It is the never-ending, unyielding force of the world. Like, I'm not even all that popular, but there's probably R34 out there somewhere, even if it's only in someone's mind. Like the mind of that weird person who keeps commenting about my feet on my videos. I'm not showing them to you. I'm not. They're staying under my desk where you can't fucking reach them. But yeah, it's not going to stop the Rule 34. It's not going to make her less sexy. It's not going to do any of those things. It's not even going to be canonical because this is supposed to be a sequel, I thought. I could have sworn it was. I don't know. I'll Google it later. It's honestly not worth my effort to Google right now. It really, really isn't. But this doesn't seem like a huge issue to me. Like I said, it's not stopping Rule 34. It's not going to stop the movie from getting made. You're probably not going to get her retconned back to being sexier. Unlike the Sonic movie, there isn't something overwhelmingly bad about this or horrifying to children that they'd need to retcon. God, what was their decision-making process on that first design? Absolute terror. I'm pretty sure I saw this in a fucking cryptid fanfic at one point. I swear to God. That original Sonic design was a terrible idea. But this one doesn't have that issue because there's no real problem with the new design other than the fact that it's weird that they decided to redesign her. And, you know, kind of fucks up any canon they were going for. So they're not going to change it back no matter how many change.org fucking petitions you sign. Because, you know, those always work. But it's okay, you'll have porn to fap to, I promise. There is nothing in the world that can stop Rule 34. None. I'm pretty sure Shadman made something erotic out of the fucking Arby's sauce girl. I'm not gonna look that up because I'm really, really terrified that I'll find it. No, scratch that. I know I'll find it. I'm 100% certain I'll find it. I'm just not sure if I will find Shadman's first, and I don't want to go looking. But it's such a stupid thing to get upset about. Oh no, she's not as sexy anymore. Well, get over it. You've got the old one to fap to, you'll have the new one to fap to, and people will draw her with big tits anyway, because it's Lola fucking Bunny. And while a lot of people keep insisting, well, it doesn't make you a furry if you like Lola Bunny, well, you're right, because furrydom is a fandom, not necessarily a fetish. Liking her no more makes you a furry than liking Legoshi makes you a furry, or liking Haru from Beastars. In fact, buying giant, canid-shaped dildos from Bad Dragon doesn't make you a furry. Being a fan of that because of what it is, and wanting to be a furry is what makes you a furry. If you have no interest in joining a fandom, and you do not have a particular affiliation towards these kinds of things, like furry or anthropomorphic characters that makes you want to see a show more, then you're not a furry. It doesn't matter how furry something is, or whether or not you jerked off to a fucking cat girl or something. It didn't make you a furry. So all of the concerns involving Lola Bunny are a complete waste of time, and I'm not sure why I'm making a video on it, but, you know, I wasn't done with my other video, so I figured I'd make a video. And I'm sure someone's going to ask which I would choose between her and Judy Hopps. Well, I'm a hare, not a bunny, so I am defaultly a superior species than them. But if I had to choose one of the lower peasantry species of bunnies to spend my time with, well then I suppose I'd just have to go with Judith Hopps, as she happens to be similar to myself in height. With that similar height, it wouldn't be so, how shall I say this, hot dog down the hallway. Hope you all enjoyed wasting a significant portion of your time here on Earth learning about the dumbest controversy I've ever seen go nuts on the internet. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, because all those things help me, and they help me make more videos faster. No, really, it's true. There's a direct correlation. Every time you like, comment, or subscribe, YouTube themselves comes into my house, breaking in through my windows, and injecting me with caffeine. Pure, raw caffeine. In fact, if enough people like, comment, and subscribe based on this video, I might even die and the world will be rid of me. That'd show me. But yeah, if you thought this was an absolute waste of your time, because it absolutely fucking was, go down to the comments and be entertainingly angry.